Joining us now is Pete Moore, who also suffers from, well, we say chronic pain, Pete, but we were just talking about the terminology used, because when you think of chronic pain, you think of something really sharp and almost in a certain moment of time. But this is, your situation is not that.
No, I think we moved away from the term using the term chronic, because to people with pain, to say we're chronic is we feel life-threatening. Oh, what's going to happen to me and stuff like that. So we tend to use the word persistent. When I talk to people with pain, they say, yeah, I like that term, and they prefer it.
So what's your experience?
Well, mine is pretty much the same as most others, really. I damaged, prolapsed a couple of discs in my back in the early 90s, early 90s. I was painting a house opposite Windsor Castle. I was nothing sinister. I was painting it the same day as the castle went up in smoke. Oh. But I had nothing to do with that. And that day, I went home and I couldn't move the next day, and then I found out I'd prolapsed one disc in the middle of my back and two in the lower. And then I sort of started off on a journey of trying to manage the pain, really, and I spent an enormous amount of monies on therapists and stuff like that.
Can you put into words what the pain was like at its worst? I know this is the kind of question doctors ask, but can you describe it for people? Because some people don't have pain and just don't understand it.
Have you ever trodden on a piece of Lego?
Yeah, all too often,
well,
yes.
Imagine that every day.
Really? That's
every minute, because that's what it's like, really. It's really painful. The thing is, when you do get the pain, it becomes that becomes the part of it, and all the healthcare professionals are trying to sort out the pain. But when you get long-term pain, it's you get all the other stuff that goes with it, like medication side effects, sleep problems, fatigue, money worries, relationship problems and things like that.
We were talking to a doctor earlier, and he was talking about managing pain. And there are two sides, aren't there? There's the medicine that you take, and as you've mentioned, the side effects come through, or the psychological side of how you manage and cope with pain. Have you taken a look at that? Yeah,
I've been through it, because that part of the depression is very common now. It's like they're very like brother and sister, really, with people with pain, that we do get depression or low mood, and because that actually then that supersedes the actual pain itself. But because you're seeing the pain specialist all the time, they're trying to sort out the pain, but really sometimes it's about sorting out the head problems as well.
So how do you suggest that happens? Because you've kind of come up with a programme, haven't you? A way of helping people through it. What would you suggest?
Well, it's not about things like I call it the Delia Smith approach. Really, it's a multi-gradient programme that people need to help themselves manage. So they're stretching and exercising, pacing their daily activities, doing some relaxation, challenging the negative thoughts. But you know what I do with what I do? I always make my pain management fun, because they think, oh my God, it's drudgery and stuff like that. But we need, it's about making fun, or making pain management more fun to do. And that's what I try to do.
You know, there'll be people watching now who are getting out of bed and who've got a terrible aching back and who get it all the time, who's saying, this cannot be fun. I can't positively think my way out of that. I need drugs and I need proper operation or something. What do you say to them?
And I thought exactly the same thing. But the thing is, we're going to need to move past that. But it's very big for a lot of people, can be challenging. But it's about pain management. It's taking one step at a time. It doesn't happen overnight.
OK, we're going to talk to you a little bit later on in the programme, Pete. Thanks very much for talking to us. 7:25, you're